It was a giant V, all right? And the right side of the V went over us. The left side was like a couple of blocks over it.
It just didn't look good, you know? It was just like, my God, how big is this thing?
The great state of Arizona, Fife Symington.
Because you remember the last time one of you guys sent a ship out here, they're still talking about it.
Oh, are they?
The one that, I forgot the name of the being that sent it here. But
Proteus.
What's his name?
Proteus.
Proteus. I'm going to write that down this time because I forgot it before. Proteus. Let me ask some questions about that real quick. Was he alone in that ship?
No.
How many were in there with him?
Oh, at that roughly almost 100. What they did was they first went to Acapulco's to pick up one of them down there, the probes, because that's where Yanni was staying.
Oh, she was down there?
No, but they went to pick up a friend.
That was about the time that she met Sucre?
Yeah.
And
Sucre.
Was it cloaked part of the time, or
yeah?
What point did it become uncloaked?
When it went over Arizona, it flew over Kingman's and all them.
Why did it fly so low to the ground and full visibility? Why wasn't he worried that we'd send jet fighters out or something?
No, because they can't harm it. It was a dedication to Plume at that time, because at that time you were supposed to go to Filthy, remember?
Yeah.
So it was in dedications.
Did he fly over his residence?
Yes.
And where did he go after that?
He just stood there. He was told to just stay there. Oh, and then afterwards, you mean? Yeah. They went back into the ocean. It's an ocean ship.
It went into the ocean?
Yeah. It's in the ocean now.
Where in the ocean, roughly? Like off the coast of California?
No, Florista.
East Coast or West Coast?
Florista.
Florista has an ocean on its east side?
Oh, no.
West side?
Oh, on East Coast. But we have ships down there. We have probes, and we have 2 ships.
How come?
There's a movie about it. Hold on, let me find it. The Abysses.
Yeah, the Abyss, yes?
Yeah, that's about our ship down there.
Really?
Yeah, because it shows you the length and everything, and that's the one that looks like it went over Fornix.
Now, the one that went over Fornix was described as a triangular shape?
It had triangular lights.
Triangular lights?
Yeah.
What was its actual shape closer to like?
Ovals.
Ovals?
Yeah. But it had triangular dimensions on it.
My recollection of the flight path of it was that it went over Fornix and it continued to the southeast.
Correct.
Towards Tucson, but a little north of Tucson, and that's the last that they saw of it.
Correct.
Now, didn't that create problems with the Wonder Group?
No, because they sent Proteus to do that. It was, like I said, it was for you to move to Filthios and Admirations.
Oh.
If you remember, it was right over Plume's house.
That's what one of the reports was.
Yeah.
And it also left in the direction. I was wondering if it also went over my house.
Yes.
It did?
Yes.
And how long did it stay there? Did it just fly over, or did
it just went over?
Wouldn't it have been more fun if we would have been aware of it and been able to go out and look at it? Because we weren't aware of it.
Well, if you did a session that time, we would have told you, but we only have certain chances to do it.
Oh, so you didn't have that much warning?
No, it wasn't like we had it in advance. You know, Proteus wanted to do it, and he got the approvals.
Oh, so it was just on his whim.
Correct.
Like Proteus.
And that's the name of the ship as well.
And that ship is now under the ocean.
Yes.
And there's a settlement under the ocean of beings from your world, or where these?
It's just the ships.
Are these Federation, or where are they from?
No, it's our ships.
Your ships. That's what I thought.
Yeah, we have probes. We have 6 probes and 2 ships.
So does that mean, is Proteus a high ET?
Yeah.
These other 100, are they high ETs?
Yes.
Well, considering what a paradise it is to be in their home world, this must seem like a prison to them to be stuck in a ship underwater for so long.
Oh no, because
there are portals and they can go back and forth.
Oh yeah, they're up here. Their ship stays down there.
Oh.
They're not trapped in the ship.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Now the probes are relying. The probes are their own messengers, meaning they travel and they gather different informations, things like that.
What's the purpose of all this? Why are they collecting information?
Just gather to see the plate tectonics, if they're moving, or they just informations. And then it gets sent up here to our school, and that's how we learn more about your planet.
Does it also supply information to the Wonder Group so they know that they're making the proper chess moves for 2012 and what?
That I'm not sure. I know that it's coming directly into our school. It's all interesting, isn't it?
This is what we call here very cool.
Mind-blowing.
Mind-blowing. This is so cool, man. Because they're still talking about it. And you know what happened afterwards? I don't know if I told you this before. But say that happened like roughly like 8 o'clock at night our time.
Yeah.
And then like an hour and a half later, see the military here, there's a military base out here, and they were spooked. They didn't know what to make of all this. They'd send their planes out to look at it. And they come back and they were like completely spooked. And meanwhile, they were getting all these phone calls. You know, what's with this thing in the sky? Are you investigating it? And they would lie and say, there's nothing in the sky. Go home or stop calling us. Meanwhile, they were getting panicked, and they realized that this is going to be in the news, and they couldn't go to the newspapers and the TV shows and say there was a flying saucer, a spaceship in the skies. They couldn't say that, so they had to come up with a plausible explanation for it. So what they did, this is like an hour and a half later, they sent one of their aircraft out to another part of the desert and dropped flares that would fall in roughly the same configuration as the lights, the triangular lights on the ship, so that people would take movies of those also. And so that later they could say...
They could downgrade it.
Yeah, they could say, oh, we know what that was. It was these flares that we dropped. It was on a ship. We know because you want to talk to the pilot that flew the ship? We'll introduce you. You know, that's what happened. It was just these flares that we dropped down. And that's all it was. And they glossed over the fact that it was two separate events. And it seems to have worked. Because you don't hear that much talking about it unless it's like they're like very... fanatical circles, people who just study things like that all the time.
Well, because your peoples, they want to believe, even though they might not believe it, they want to believe it, because if they don't believe it, their heads explode.
Now
you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, blows their minds.
Yeah.
Now we have an airport where our planes take off and land all the time, and on that airport you have traffic control. You have, in a very tall, narrow building, you have windows on the top where they have all their radar screens where they control all the ships, all the airplanes that fly in the skies around here so they don't bump into each other. It's very important. So they have radars that can tell them exactly what's in the sky at all times. And these are like very high qualified, very intelligent people who run these radar, they're called air traffic controllers.